Hi, welcome back. In the last video, we discussed how to create Windows-based virtual machine and how to install the web server. After that, we created a network security group for allowing the traffic from the port number 80. Now, in this session, in this video, we are going to discuss how to create and how to deploy Linux-based virtual machine. So here also we'll create Linux based virtual machine and we'll install the server also, web server also, and we'll add the network security group role. So we'll see one after another. First, just create a resource. In the last session, we have selected Windows Server 2019. Now I'm going to select Ubuntu server because we're going to deploy Linux based virtual machine. So that's the reason I'm selecting Ubuntu server. Now it is asking all the details. First, I'm going to select the subscription. So in this portal, in this account, I'm using free trial. So I have selected free trial account. Next, select the resource group. So you can select any resource group. I'm selecting Srinivas. Next, name of the virtual machine. So here I'm giving Linux virtual machine, Linux VM. Then you can select any region, and if you want, you can choose different regions. Next, image also. Already while creating a resource itself, we have selected Ubuntu server because of it's a Linux based virtual machine. That's why automatically it was selected Ubuntu. For example, here I am selecting 20.04. So you can choose other Ubuntu servers also, like Ubuntu server 18.04 or other servers also. Next, coming to the size. So by default it was selected one default size. Otherwise you can choose any other different sizes also. So here currently I'm selecting D2S V3. That means 2 virtual CPUs and 8 GB memory. Next, we'll give the password also. By selecting this password, you can give the username and password. Already we discussed the rules for username and password. For the username, you should enter in between 1 and 64 characters. Here I'm giving a username, like I'm giving user, Azure user, and the password also. Password should be 12 to 72 characters long. In that, you have to follow one lowercase, one uppercase, one number, and one special character. Okay, from this 4, at least you have to choose three of the following. So here I'm giving the password, then confirm password. After that, if it is Windows based virtual machine, it is going to select RDP, Remote Desktop Protocol. If it is Linux based virtual machine, it is going to select SSH, Secure Shell. By default it was selected SSH, Secure Shell. Now we'll go for the disk. In the disk, by default, that is a OS disk. That OS disk type is premium SSD. It was selected by default. If you want, you can go for standard SSD and standard HDD also. But here I'm selecting premium SSD, and there is an encryption also. And if you wanted to attach other disk also, you can create and attach. Otherwise, you can attach existing disk also. Next, go to the networking. For this virtual machine, we required virtual network, subnet, public IP address, network security group. So all the things by default it was created automatically. So there is a virtual network, subnet, and public IP address also. And just come down, say all are there. Just go to the management. Next, here the boot diagnostic also I'm doing enable. Leave it as it is, all the remaining things. Next, go to the advanced tags, review and create. Now it is reviewing all the details what we have given till now. Locate there. So the cost of this virtual machine for hour 6.9 rupees per hour. So it is charging the cost for every hour for this Linux based virtual machine, and the details also what kind of subscription we are taking, resource group, virtual machine name, regions, and what is the image type, size, so username and all the things it is showing here, disks, networking management, advanced, all the things. Okay, if you are okay with all the things, then click on create. Now it is creating Linux based virtual machine, in that we are using Ubuntu 20.04. So it takes 1 or 2 minutes for creating this Linux based virtual machine. Now here you can observe it is creating network security group, public IP address, virtual network along with the virtual machine. Now click on go to resource. Here you can see the resource group status is running, location, subscription, subscription ID, then operating system, size, public IP address, all the details you can observe here. Here we are going to use a tool called PUTTY. So if you want to connect with the Linux virtual machine, here we are using a tool called PUTTY. So just go to another tab, type putty.org. Putty.org, click on here. Now select, my system is a 64-bit, so I'm selecting 64-bit installer. Just click on this, download it and install it. It is a small software. It takes less time only for downloading and installing. So once after download and installing this PUTTY software, just go and open the software, PUTTY, click on this. See, now here it is asking host name, nothing but public IP address. Go to the Linux VM overview, just copy the public IP address, go to the PUTTY, paste, click on open. Yes. Now there is a PUTTY tool. Just will log in with the username and password what we have given while creating this virtual machine. So username and enter the password. So the password you have to enter very clearly, because it doesn't show anything. So I have given username and password. It got connected. Look at there, username Azure user at Linux VM. This is the virtual machine name and this is called the username. Now we have connected with the PUTTY tool. Here, after that, I want to install the web server. Here I'm going to use nginx web server. So for this, we need to follow two commands. So first command is sudo space apt-get space update. So this command is for updating the package. So for updating the package, we are using this command sudo space apt-get update. I'm going to place these commands in the description also. You can do copy from there. For updating the package, I'm giving this command, press enter. It is updating the packages, completed. Now I'm going to use another command, that is to install the nginx web server. Same sudo space apt-get space install space nginx, nginx, press enter. Why? It is asking, do you want to continue or not? Y means yes. So we have updated the package, then we have installed the nginx web server also. So these two things are completed. Just we need to create the network security group rule to allow the traffic from the port number 80. So here also it is asking to allow the traffic from the port number 80. For that, go to the networking, add inbound port rule, then give the port range 80. So leave it all as it is. Then priority and port name also I'm giving port underscore 80. Then click on add. Now I'm creating a security rule, that is allowing the traffic from the port number 80. So it takes some time. It was creating security rule. In the notification you can observe there is a priority 310, port underscore 80, port 80, protocol, source, destination, action, allow. Now, if you want to check, okay, whether it was created or not. So if you wanted to see the home page of the Linux based virtual machine, go to the overview, select the public IP address, go to another tab, paste, press enter. Locate there. It is saying welcome to nginx. This is the home page of the Linux based virtual machine because we have installed nginx server in the Linux virtual machine, that is Linux VM, by using the PUTTY tool. So this is the way to create a Linux based virtual machine. So by using PUTTY tool, we got connected and we installed a web server called nginx. Thank you friends. Please subscribe our YouTube channel and share these videos to your friends also.